Hello everyone, I'm Dr.
Michael Harrison, and today we're going to dive deep into something that could completely change the way you think about aging, muscle loss, and nutrition. You've probably heard for years that bone broth is the ultimate food for strong bones and muscles. Every wellness blog, every influencer, every celebrity seems to swear by it. It's warm, soothing, packed with collagen, and often praised as a miracle for joint and muscle health. But what if I told you there's something even more powerful? Something that not only supports your muscles, but can actually help reverse the process of muscle loss as you age. Yes, I'm talking about sarcopenia, the silent thief of strength and vitality that affects millions of adults over 40. And today, I'll show you the one simple food that doesn't just slow it down, but helps your body rebuild lost muscle tissue from within. But before we talk about that food, let's start with the basics. What exactly is sarcopenia? Understanding sarcopenia, the hidden disease of aging. Sarcopenia is one of those conditions that sneaks up on people. It doesn't happen overnight. It begins quietly. Maybe you notice that your grip isn't as strong as it used to be, or that carrying groceries feels heavier than it did a few years ago. You might find it harder to climb stairs, or your posture begins to change. These are small signs, but together, they reveal something profound. Your body's ability to maintain and rebuild muscle tissue is fading. Biologically, here's what's happening. Starting around age 40, the body gradually loses its efficiency in producing and repairing muscle fibers. The machinery that turns protein into muscle becomes sluggish. By the time most people reach 60, this slowdown accelerates dramatically. The average person loses 3 to 8% of their muscle mass per decade after 30. That might not sound like much, but over time, it's enormous. Muscle loss doesn't just affect how strong you are, it impacts metabolism, balance, bone density, even brain health. Why? Because muscle tissue is one of the most metabolically active organs in your body. It's constantly burning energy, releasing hormones, and communicating with other systems, including your brain and immune system. When muscle starts disappearing, everything from blood sugar control to immune function suffers. So, if you've ever wondered why you feel weaker, slower, or less energetic as you age, it's not just getting old. It's likely sarcopenia. And that brings us to the big question. Can we stop it, or even reverse it? The exciting answer is yes. But not with bone broth.
The bone broth myth. Let's talk about bone broth for a moment.
Bone broth has been celebrated as an ancient remedy for centuries. It's comforting, packed with minerals, and yes, it contains some amino acids, mainly glycine and proline, which are great for skin, joints, and gut health. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Bone broth is not a complete protein source. When it comes to muscle repair and growth, your body needs a very specific set of amino acids, especially leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These are called branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs, and they're the real builders of muscle tissue. Bone broth contains almost none of these in meaningful amounts. So while sipping bone broth might make you feel good, it doesn't do much to actually build or repair muscle tissue. You could drink gallons of it and still lose muscle if your diet lacks complete, bioavailable protein. That's why many older adults who swear by bone broth are still losing muscle. They're nourishing their joints and skin, but not giving their muscles what they need to thrive. So if not bone broth, what's the answer? The most powerful anti-aging food. The humble egg. I know it might sound almost too simple, but the truth is this. Eggs are one of the most powerful foods you can eat to fight sarcopenia. Let's break that down scientifically. Each whole egg, and yes, I mean the whole egg, not just the white, contains one of the highest quality proteins found in nature. The amino acid profile in eggs is so complete that it's often used as the standard for measuring protein quality in scientific research. Eggs contain all 9 essential amino acids your body can't produce on its own. Among them is leucine, the superstar of muscle growth. Leucine acts as a switch. It activates a biological pathway called mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin. You can think of mTOR as the body's muscle-building command center. When activated, it sends a powerful message to your muscle cells: grow, repair, rebuild. And here's what's fascinating. The amount of leucine found in just 2 whole eggs is enough to trigger that muscle-building signal, even in older adults whose bodies have become less responsive to protein. But that's just the beginning. The yolk, which many people unfortunately throw away, contains vitamin D, choline, omega-3s, and B vitamins, all critical for nerve function, hormonal balance, and reducing inflammation. These nutrients help your muscles respond to protein more effectively.
Bone broth can't do that. Collagen can't do that.
But eggs can. How muscle rebuilds itself. Let me walk you through what actually happens inside your body when you eat eggs. When you consume a high-quality protein like egg, your digestive system breaks it down into amino acids. Those amino acids travel through your bloodstream and reach your muscles. Leucine, the key amino acid, binds to receptors in muscle tissue, essentially knocking on the door and saying, "It's time to grow." Your body then initiates a process called protein synthesis, the actual creation of new muscle fibers. This process repairs microscopic damage caused by daily activity, exercise, or even just the natural wear and tear of aging. And here's something amazing. Studies show that older adults who eat at least 2 whole eggs per day, combined with light resistance training, can increase their muscle mass by up to 40% more than those who rely only on supplements or incomplete proteins like bone broth. That's not just theory. It's been proven in both clinical and real-world settings. I've personally seen patients in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s regain visible strength, improved balance, and more energy simply by adding eggs to their diet. Busting the cholesterol myth. Now, I can already hear some of you thinking, but doctor, what about cholesterol? This is one of the biggest nutrition myths of the past 50 years. For decades, people were told to fear eggs because of their cholesterol content. But modern research has completely overturned that belief. In healthy individuals, dietary cholesterol, the cholesterol you eat, has little to no effect on blood cholesterol levels for most people. Your liver actually produces cholesterol on its own, and when you eat more from food, your liver produces less. It's a self-balancing system. In fact, multiple large studies have shown that regular egg consumption can raise HDL, the so-called good cholesterol, while lowering inflammation and improving the ratio of HDL to LDL, a far better indicator of heart health than total cholesterol alone. So unless your doctor has specifically advised you otherwise, eggs are not only safe, they're beneficial.
The perfect egg routine.
Here's how to make this practical. For most people, I recommend starting your day with 2 to 3 whole eggs, cooked gently, either boiled, poached, or lightly scrambled in olive oil. Pair them with vegetables rich in antioxidants like spinach, kale, or peppers. Add a slice of avocado or a few nuts for healthy fats. If you're vegetarian or sensitive to eggs, you can still benefit from plant-based proteins like lentils, soy, or peas. Just remember, the amino acid profile and absorption rate, bioavailability, of plant proteins are lower. That means you'll need to consume more to get the same effect as from eggs. The key is consistency. Your body rebuilds muscle gradually, not overnight. But with steady intake, say, daily or at least 5 times per week, you'll notice changes within a few weeks. Improved energy levels.
Better posture.
Greater stability and coordination. Reduced fatigue after physical activity. This isn't just about looking better. It's about functioning better, regaining the power to move freely, confidently, and independently. Why this matters? Let's be honest, aging can be scary for many people. We associate it with weakness, fragility, and loss. But it doesn't have to be that way. Science is now proving that much of what we think of as normal aging is actually preventable. Muscle loss, fatigue, and frailty aren't inevitable. They're often the result of nutritional gaps and inactivity. When you give your body the right fuel, the complete proteins, the essential fats, the vitamins that support muscle signaling, you're not just slowing aging, you're rewiring your biology to act younger. That's the power of something as simple, accessible, and affordable as the egg. And I'll say this again, the magic isn't in supplements, powders, or expensive broths. It's in whole, natural foods that your body recognizes and can use efficiently. Your muscles aren't gone, they're waiting for a signal. And that signal starts every time you eat the right kind of protein. In the last part, we uncovered the truth about sarcopenia, the hidden muscle loss that steals strength as we age, and we exposed the myth of bone broth while revealing the real hero, the simple, powerful egg. Now, in this second part, I want to take you even deeper. Because nutrition is only part of the story. To truly rebuild muscle, restore energy, and feel younger, you need to combine the right foods with the right lifestyle signals. The habits that literally retrain your body to grow stronger again.
And here's the good news. It's never too late.
Whether you're 45 or 85, your body can rebuild lost muscle, regain balance, and restore energy faster than you might imagine, once you understand how to activate your body's natural repair systems. Let's break down exactly how to do that. The second key, movement is medicine. If nutrition is the foundation, movement is the spark that brings it to life. You can eat the best diet in the world, full of eggs, proteins, and vitamins, but if you're not moving your body, those nutrients don't get the signal to turn into muscle.
Here's why.
Every time you contract your muscles, even during light exercise, you create tiny amounts of stress within those muscle fibers. The body interprets this as a signal. We need to rebuild stronger. It's this constant cycle of microdamage and repair that keeps muscles growing and adapting. That's why, even if you're older, some form of resistance movement is essential. Now, don't worry. I'm not talking about lifting heavy weights or joining a gym full of bodybuilders. You can build strength right at home, using your own body weight or simple resistance bands. Let me give you a few examples of what I often recommend to my patients. Chair squats. Sit down and stand up slowly from a sturdy chair, keeping your arms crossed. This works your thighs and glutes, two of the most important muscle groups for balance. Wall push-ups. Gentle but effective for your chest, arms, and shoulders. Calf raises. Holding onto a counter for balance. Lift your heels off the floor and lower them slowly. This improves circulation and strengthens your lower legs. Leg extensions. Sitting down, extend one leg straight out and hold for a few seconds, then switch. Do these exercises for 15 to 20 minutes a day, even just 3 or 4 times per week, and you'll begin to see noticeable improvements. Muscle responds to effort, not age. In fact, research shows that older adults can gain muscle at almost the same rate as younger people when they consistently perform light resistance training paired with high-quality protein intake. The key is to be consistent. You're not training for the Olympics. You're training for longevity. The third key, sleep and recovery. The next secret weapon in rebuilding muscle is one that most people overlook completely. Sleep. When you sleep deeply, your body releases growth hormone and testosterone, both critical for repairing and rebuilding muscle tissue. But when you don't get enough quality sleep, your body enters a stress state. Cortisol, the stress hormone, goes up, and protein synthesis, the process that creates new muscle, slows down. So, if you're eating well and moving, but still not feeling stronger, look at your sleep.
Ask yourself,
do you wake up feeling rested? Are you getting at least 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep? Is your room dark, cool, and quiet? Even small adjustments can make a huge difference. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time each day. Turn off screens an hour before bed. The blue light from phones and TVs can suppress melatonin, your body's sleep hormone. And here's something powerful. Consuming eggs in the evening, yes, you can eat them for dinner too, can actually support better sleep because of the amino acid tryptophan, which promotes calmness and helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle.
your muscles don't grow when you're awake.
They grow when you're resting. So don't underestimate the power of good, restorative sleep. It's the time when your body does its most important rebuilding work. The fourth key, reduce inflammation to unlock growth. Now let's talk about something that silently blocks muscle growth, inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like background noise in the body. It keeps your immune system constantly activated, which drains energy and interferes with your ability to recover. Think of it as trying to build a house during a storm. No matter how good your materials are, progress will be slow. As we age, inflammation naturally increases due to stress, poor diet, and environmental toxins. That's why it's crucial to eat foods that calm inflammation while supporting repair. Here's what I recommend. Add omega-3 fats. These are found in salmon, sardines, walnuts, flaxseed, and chia seeds. They lower inflammation and improve the efficiency of protein use in muscle.
Eat colorful vegetables.
Spinach, kale, broccoli, and red peppers contain antioxidants that protect muscle tissue from oxidative stress. Use olive oil as your main fat. It's rich in polyphenol that protects cells and reduce inflammation throughout the body. Stay hydrated. Muscle tissue is about 75% water. Even mild dehydration slows down recovery and protein synthesis. And of course, avoid the major inflammation triggers: processed foods, excess sugar, fried foods, and excessive alcohol. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to create an internal environment where your body can heal, rebuild, and thrive.
The fifth key, the power of hormone balance.
As we age, hormone levels shift, and that includes hormones responsible for maintaining muscle. Testosterone, estrogen, growth hormone, and insulin-like growth factor all play roles in keeping muscle tissue active and strong. When these drop too low, muscle building becomes harder, but not impossible. You can naturally support hormone balance through simple, consistent habits. Eat enough protein at every meal. Skipping protein at breakfast, for example, can blunt your body's anabolic, muscle-building response all day. Maintain a healthy weight. Excess body fat increases estrogen and cortisol, while lowering testosterone and growth hormone. Get sunlight or vitamin D. This vitamin acts like a hormone in the body and supports testosterone production, immune health, and muscle function. Manage stress. Chronic stress increases cortisol, which breaks down muscle tissue. Daily mindfulness, breathing, or even light walking outdoors helps rebalance this. You don't need hormone therapy or medication to make progress, though in some medical cases, that might be appropriate under a doctor's supervision. For most people, small daily changes can reignite the natural hormonal rhythm that supports strength, energy, and vitality. The Egg Plus strategy, combining foods for maximum results. Remember how we said earlier that eggs are a near-perfect food? Well, you can make them even more powerful by pairing them strategically. Here are a few of my favorite combinations. Eggs plus spinach plus olive oil. Boosts vitamin D absorption and provides antioxidants that protect muscle cells. Eggs plus oats. Provide slow-release carbohydrates that fuel muscle recovery and prevent fatigue. She was drinking bone broth every morning, but eating very little real protein. Eggs plus salmon. Combines complete protein with omega-3 fats, a double hit for anti-inflammation and repair. Eggs plus berries. The antioxidants in blueberries or strawberries reduce post-exercise soreness and speed up recovery. When you combine protein, healthy fats, and antioxidants in one meal, you're giving your body everything it needs to rebuild itself efficiently. And don't forget hydration. Water and electrolytes like magnesium and potassium are essential for muscle contractions. Dehydrated muscles simply don't work as well.
The sixth key, the mind-muscle connection.
This one surprises many people, but it's powerful. How you think about movement actually affects how your muscles perform. Studies have shown that focusing mentally on the muscle you're using during an exercise, what trainers call the mind-muscle connection, increases activation and growth. So, when you're doing a simple squat, think about your legs contracting.
When you're lifting your arms, visualize strength.
Your nervous system and muscles communicate constantly, and this mental focus strengthens that connection. Over time, it improves coordination, balance, and the efficiency of every movement you make. It's another example of how body and mind are not separate. They're part of the same system of regeneration.
Real-life transformation.
Let me share a quick story from my clinical experience. A patient of mine, let's call her Margaret, came to me at age 74. She was struggling with fatigue, weak legs, and frequent falls. She'd been told by others that it was just normal aging. We ran a few tests and found that her protein intake was less than half of what her body needed. We made a simple change: 2 whole eggs at breakfast, a short walk after lunch, and 15 minutes of resistance band work in the afternoon. Within 6 weeks, she had more energy. Her posture improved. She told me she could finally get out of her favorite chair without help. After 3 months, she was walking faster, sleeping better, and even gardening again. No drugs. No expensive supplements. Just real food, consistent movement, and a few smart habits. That's what I mean when I say, your body is built to heal, at any age. The 7th key, consistency over perfection. If there's one message I want you to take from all of this, it's this: you don't need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Add 2 eggs to your breakfast. Go for a 20-minute walk after dinner. Do 5 squats or wall push-ups while waiting for the kettle to boil. It's these small, repeated signals that tell your body, I still need this muscle. Keep it. Build it. Every time you eat, move, and rest with intention, you're sending a message to your biology, a message of growth, strength, and renewal. And the beauty of it, it compounds over time. 6 months from now, a year from now, you won't just feel better. You'll be biologically younger.